sit in silence, sizing up the road ahead, and maybe each other. And at the wheel, a portly man with a thick accent, a thick cigar, and a trunk full of guns. Marcus, arms dealer, salesman, and driver? No one really talks, there's nothing to say. You're all chasing the same thing, the vault. A myth wrapped in madness. Somewhere beneath the dirt and the blood of this godforsaken rock lies something powerful. Something ancient. Welcome to Pandora. Hello everyone, Ashman here, and this is my retrospective on the original Borderlands, the game that launched a genre, defined a studio, and made cell shading cool again. But more than that, it's a weird, dusty, brutal little time capsule of a game, and it's worth revisiting. I didn't actually start with Borderlands 1, I first played Borderlands 2 around 2014 and absolutely loved it. So going back to the original was both exciting and a little jarring. The textures are definitely dated as it did come out in 2009 after all, but there was something raw and grounded that immediately stood out to me. For my playthrough I picked Roland, the soldier class. He is tactical, reliable, and his turret came in clutch more times than I could count. I both played through normal mode and true Vault Hunter mode on my Steam Deck, doing every side quest on my first run, and then mostly sticking to the main story in true Vault Hunter mode unless I needed XP or gear. The game is slow to start, no fast travel, no vehicles, but once you unlock your catch a ride, things really begin to open up. The world becomes yours to explore, and Pandora finally starts to breathe. The game lets you pick one of 4 Vault Hunters. Roland, the ex-Crimson Lance soldier turned mercenary support. Mordecai, the sharpshooter with his pet bird named Budwing. Brick, the punch first, explode later berserker. And Lilith, the mysterious siren with phase walking powers that the game never really fully explains. What I love is how the game lets their backstory sit in the background. You don't get long cutscenes or lore dumps, you just start playing. It's quiet, understated. You're not the chosen one, you're just another poor soul chasing after the vault. The story in Borderlands 1 isn't front and centre, it's more of a vibe. You show up on Pandora and almost immediately get roped into local problems. You meet Claptrap, whose energy is a lot, but he's your first guide around. Then there's Dr. Zed, a guy who's either a genius or a complete lunatic, or both. He patches you up and sends you on your way. You start clearing up bandit camps, killing skags, rebooting town defences, basic stuff, but it sets the tone. The first boss, Nine Toes, actually surprised me. He wasn't super tough, but he wasn't a pushover either, especially early on when your gear is still shit, you're figuring things out. And then you meet TK Baha, honestly one of my favourite characters in the opening hours of the game. He's blind, missing a leg, but full of personality, and his side quests do a good job of showing you what the world is like. Brutal, lonely, but somehow still funny. Once you fix the catch a ride system and get vehicles and later unlock fast travel, the pacing improves dramatically. At this point, Pandora starts to feel vast instead of empty. As for the story, it's a simple setup. Find the vault, that's it. No chosen one, no prophecy, just you, your guns, and the dirt beneath your boots. I liked that. It made the journey feel more like mine. Borderlands 1 is a game about momentum. You take a quest, shoot some shit, find better loot, repeat. The core loop never gets old because the loot is always changing. I didn't grind for anything specific on my playthroughs or look up any guides. I just picked up what I found, used what works, and kept it moving forward. It made the experience feel more personal. Every weird gun or surprisingly good shield felt like mine, not something I copied or grinded from a forum post. I also appreciated the boss balance. Most named bosses weren't too easy, even in true Vault Hunter mode. You had to stay alert, especially if you were underleveled. That said, the final boss, the Destroyer, felt a little underwhelming. Not the fight itself, which was fine, but the reward, after all that build up, didn't hit the payoff that I expected. And unlike in later games, there's no raid boss in the base game. So once you're done, you're done. Still, I found the pacing to be really solid overall. Doing every side quest as it opened meant I was usually either on level or slightly over leveled, which kept things flowing smoothly for me. Let's talk about something that really doesn't get enough credit, the music. Borderlands 1 doesn't throw big soundtracks at you, the music is ambient, dark, and weirdly haunting. The Aris Badland theme sounds like heat and metal and old machines breaking down in the sun. Skag Galley is eerie with distant growls and metallic whispers. Then you get to the Crimson Lance facility and suddenly you're in a different game. Military drums, high synths, it's jarring in a good way. That contrast is important. Pandora isn't one thing. It's a planet full of buried tech, forgotten civilization, and scavengers chasing scraps. The music sells that better than anything else. Later games would go louder and wackier, but this one, it's lonely, quiet, and almost post-apocalyptic at times, and I love that. Borderlands 1 is a weird game in the best way. It's rough around the edges, some missions are repetitive, the gunplay isn't as tight as it would become later on, but man, it has soul to it. I love that I could just explore, figure things out on my own, and play the game how I wanted to. No pressure to follow a guide or hit certain gear milestones. Just me, Roland, and the open waste of Pandora. There's no Destiny-style hub, no live service noise, just quests, guns, and a broken world that somehow keeps pulling you back in. If you've only played Borderlands 2 or 3, or even Tiny Tina Wonderlands, I would recommend going back and trying this one where it all began. It's slower, yes, but it's also more honest and more raw. It's a dusty old shooter with a busted vending machine full of magic. Thank you for watching my Borderlands 1 retrospective. I'm Ashman, and if you enjoyed this trip back to the Pandora where it all began, hit like, subscribe, and maybe drop a comment of your favourite memory from Borderlands 1, or let me know which Vault Hunter you picked. Until next time, Vault Hunter.